The U.S. Navy research base in San Diego buzzed with tension as engineers crowded around a massive radar control screen. A next-generation defense system worth billions had failed just hours before its final demonstration. Lines of code scrolled endlessly, alarms blinking red. Weeks of work had collapsed into silence and frustration. Admiral Ross entered the control room, his patience gone. He listened briefly, then scoffed at the explanations. With a sharp laugh, he gestured at the frozen display and said, "Fix this, and I'll give you $100 million. His words weren't a promise, but a public insult to the exhausted team. Mark Carter, a quiet civilian technician and single father, stood near the back. Since losing his wife, work and raising his daughter were his entire world. That evening, he had brought 12-year-old Lily to the base, as childcare had fallen through at the last moment. Lily sat nearby with her backpack, pretending to read while watching the adults argue. She noticed how the same error message kept repeating, again and again. Her eyes moved from the radar visualization to the scrolling data, curiosity slowly replacing boredom. As voices grew louder, Lily stood up and walked closer to the screen. She tugged gently on her father's sleeve. "Dad," she whispered, "why is the system fixing the same signal twice?" Mark froze, unsure whether to laugh or panic. The room went quiet. Engineers exchanged confused looks. The Admiral raised an eyebrow, amused. No one realized that in that simple question, the solution to their impossible problem had already begun to form. Mark hesitated, but one of the engineers waved him forward. Lily stepped closer to the console, her small fingers pointing at two overlapping data streams. She explained that the radar was correcting an error, then immediately reprocessing the corrected signal as a new fault, creating an endless loop. One senior engineer tested her idea, disabling a single redundant line of code. For a second, nothing happened. Then the alarms stopped. The chaotic signals aligned, and the radar display sharpened into a clear, stable image. The room filled with stunned silence. Technicians began running diagnostics at high speed. Every test passed. The system tracked aircraft, weather, and distance with perfect accuracy. What weeks of expert effort failed to fix had been solved in less than a minute by a child's observation. Admiral Ross slowly removed his cap, disbelief written across his face. The smirk he once wore vanished. He looked at Lily, then at the engineers, realizing how close arrogance had come to costing the Navy everything. Applause broke out, spreading across the control room. Mark felt his chest tighten with pride and relief. Lily blushed, suddenly aware of all the eyes on her, unsure why everyone was reacting so strongly. The Admiral cleared his throat and knelt slightly to Lily's level. He thanked her formally, promising Mark a permanent position and full recognition. The $100 million joke was forgotten, but a deeper lesson remained. True intelligence doesn't care about age, rank, or titles.